including Greenlee.
David wrote those letters, not me.
Well, Ryan refuses to believe that a guy like David would take himself out. And as much as I wish he did, I see his point.
I know it's hard. It's an awful thought.
But the David I knew was always concerned about winning, about gloating victory.
He had a lot of sides to him.
Yeah, true enough. But it's kind of hard to imagine a man like that, in that situation, taking the time to sit down and write not one, but 3 goodbye letters.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. He was in a lot of pain. I rejected him. Marissa had rejected him. I was just as surprised as Jesse when we found those letters.
When I was watching you with Marissa just now, you were doing your best to comfort her, make her feel better. I was watching you very closely.
Well, she's so wrecked by David's death, and she feels so guilty.
Well, it's not her guilt I'm concerned about. It's yours. And it was written all over your face. Guilt because she believes her letter is real, and you know it isn't. You were lying to her. Those letters do a lot of things. They give good people closure. They get Ryan and everybody else off the hook. And on top of it all, they even make David look like a decent guy at the end of things. There's very few people around that would care enough to take care of all that. There's even fewer who have the courage to do it. I understand why you did it, and I want to help you. But you have to be honest with me. You wrote the letters, didn't you?
I didn't know what else to do.
And forging suicide letters seemed like a viable option?
David's death has been complicated for a lot of people.
It's certainly been complicated for you.
And with no concrete evidence, there will always be questions on top of the grief. At least this way, the questions go away.
Yeah, but if David didn't commit suicide, if he was murdered, isn't that a question you want answered?
Think about the answers. 90% of them involve someone we care about being carted off to prison. I hate that I had to do this. I feel like I'm disrespecting David's memory, but maybe somehow I'm not. Somehow I'm helping David help the people he loved.
And helping the people you love in the process.
This needs to be over.
And maybe it will be. With a little help from you. But there is this pesky thing called obstruction of justice.
Do you want to know what justice is? The way that people can move on. AJ and Marissa and anyone else that cared about David can mourn him. They can grieve. They can move on without worrying about what happens next.
But Greenlee, if I can figure out you forged the letters, then so could Jesse. And Liza.
Jesse has his own reasons for wanting this to go away. David was always out for Angie and Frankie's blood at the hospital. And now she's got her own problems. The last thing Jesse needs is an investigation that puts more stress on his wife.
True enough.
I didn't kill David, if that's what you're thinking.
Maybe you know who did.
And maybe I think it's time to give everyone some peace.
How careful were you when you planted the letters?
Very.
Fingerprints, witnesses.
I wore gloves, no witnesses.
I'm not gonna lie for you. It's your mess.
But you won't expose me?
No.
Thank you. You're doing the right thing.
How could you do this to me? Fake letters? Suicide? Thank you very much for making me look like a coward.
No, you don't. You look like a man who loved deeply and couldn't handle it when that love wasn't returned.
Oh, please. Don't ask me to believe this has anything to do with my image.
I didn't write those letters to hurt you. But it's time that everyone put this behind them.
This? My death? Oh, I'm sorry, it's such an inconvenience.
No, I don't mean that. I am sad for you, David, no matter how you died.
Even if Ryan killed me?
You provoked him. You provoked everyone, David. Why couldn't you just let go?
Ah, let go. As in kill myself, right?
I have a lot to make up for. I'm trying.
Oh, Greenlee, give me a break. The only thing you're trying to do is save Ryan. And you may very well do that, but before that happens, you look me in the eye right now, and you tell me that you could live with the guilt. I saved your life. You sold me out, covered up my murder.
It's not like that. You're gone. Nothing can change that.
Oh, Greenlee, you could have fought for me. You could have found justice for me, your husband, the man who brought you back from the brink of death.
And the man who blackmailed me, who caused so much pain to so many people.
Oh, yeah? So what is this supposed to be? Huh? Payback for my wife? The woman who was supposed to honor my memory?
I'll remember the good parts, David. I'll try. I promise. And I'll make sure that Marissa and AJ do too. I did love you. As much as I could.
But you really just loved Ryan all along, didn't you?
David.
Please, Greenlee, just say it. I'm just in your head now anyway, so I want you to at least admit it.
Yes, I'm in love with Ryan. I've tried to deny it, but I can't. I do love him.
The man you believe murdered me. Do you really think that you and Ryan could live happily ever after? Knowing what you know?
Forgive me, David. I never wanted to hurt you.
Hey, I've been looking for you.
You have?
Yeah. You were right. I gotta move on with my life. Hey. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Move on how?
Well, I mean, when you came back to Pine Valley, obviously I wanted so desperately just to pick up exactly where we left off, you know, but you were obviously so hurt and so angry.
I was a mess. I'd made mistakes.
No, you did what you thought you needed to do.
And you've had enough. I got you into this huge, horrible situation, and you're done with me.
No. No. Greenlee, no, I'm not done with you. I'll never be done with you. We're going to be in each other's lives forever, okay? That's never going to change.
It sounds like it is.
Well, it's not. Look, we got to a really good place. We got to be, you know, friends. Before David and the blackmail and all that craziness, we got to a really solid place.
And you were always helping me, and I was always screwing up your life.
No, that's so completely not true. You know that's not true. I take full responsibility for the decisions that I've made, for putting everything else on hold the last couple of months. Emma, Spike, Madison, taking care of you, making sure that you're safe from David, that you're away from him, that you won't go to prison.
I never intended for you to make such huge sacrifices. I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry, Green. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I wanted to do that. That's what I wanted to do. But now that things seem like, you know, it's over, right? I gotta take your advice and focus on my kids.
Madison?
Madison? She's been really patient through all this craziness, you know. I run out on her. And,
To help me.
yes, to help you, Greenlee, but you know, you don't need any help anymore. You're free to do whatever you want. So am I.
What are you going to do with all this freedom?
I'm gonna take a trip.
You and Madison? Where are you going?
I don't know yet.
Do you love her?
I know that she's a really important part of my life now. You know, things have been really kind of crazy, and I haven't been able to give us like full attention, you know, focus on her. So I don't know. Maybe we have a future together, maybe we don't. I guess I'm just gonna have to figure that out.
Good. You should.
I'm not abandoning you, Greenlee. You know that, right? Because I need to focus on my life and my future. And the only possible way that I can do that is for us to take a step back from each other.
I'll just be happy if I get to watch pretty sunsets